What happened when you tried to go out with a psychopath? I was 19 when I convinced myself I was ready for a serious relationship. I had spent my freshman year drifting from party to party and waking up with glitter in my hair, and I decided I wanted something steadier. Someone to split grocery runs with. Someone to binge old Christmas movies with. That was when I met Arden. He had this quiet smile that pulled you in, and he always listened like your words were the only ones in the room. Our first date was at a small amusement park outside town. He dragged me from ride to ride with this eager energy I wasn't used to. After the tallest drop tower, I felt my stomach crawl into my throat and told him he was insane. "Are you a psychopath?" I asked, still laughing through the nausea. He didn't laugh back. He stood there, hands in his pockets, watching me as if he was deciding whether to tell the truth. Then he said he actually was one. Diagnosed the year he graduated high school. I studied his face, waiting for even a hint of a joke, but he stayed still and calm. He told me it didn't mean he was dangerous. It meant he didn't feel things the way most people did. So he had to think harder about how his choices affected others. He said he never wanted anyone to feel harmed because of him. I didn't know how to react. He didn't seem like the horror movie version of anything. He was thoughtful and almost gentle. No one in our classes had ever said a bad word about him. When I hesitated, he took my hands and said he understood if this changed things. He wanted me to have a good life, with or without him. Something in me softened. I told him I still liked him, even if I needed time to learn how to trust him. He accepted it without any fuss, and the next few months felt surprisingly smooth. He remembered my exam dates, brought me snacks when I forgot to eat, and learned how to braid my hair because I complained about morning tangles. 6 months in, I was curled up against him on the couch when the words slipped out. I told him I loved him. He paused for a beat, then smiled and said it back. I believed we were on the right path. The next day, he called and asked if I could drive him to pick up his little cousin from school because his car had died. I didn't mind. I was excited to meet someone from his family. When he got to my place, we jumped in my car and headed out. The school was only a short distance away. We were halfway down the block when I felt something wrong under my foot. The brake pedal sank with no resistance. I pressed again. Nothing. My heart lurched. Kids were already spilling out of the building. "Arden, the brakes aren't working," I said. My voice cracked. He sat still, eyes forward, as if he were watching a nature documentary. I pressed harder. Nothing. The crosswalk came closer and closer. "Please," I said, "do something." A laugh cut through the air. It wasn't loud, just sharp enough to make my hands shake. He turned toward me, grinning like he had just seen a friend slip on ice. "I cut them," he said. "I wanted to see what you'd do. I knew it would be interesting." I felt my legs go numb. He kept laughing, pointing at my trembling hands, saying I looked so shocked and that it was the most fun he had felt in ages. The crosswalk rushed toward us. I jerked the wheel hard and aimed for the only open space I saw, a strip of grass near an old tree. Arden tried to grab the wheel and steer us back. I shoved his hand off and kept turning. The crash threw me forward into the airbag. The world rang like a bell. When I opened my eyes, he was leaning back in his seat, smiling the same gentle smile that fooled me months ago. "That was incredible," he said. "You made my whole week." I asked if he even had a cousin to pick up. He laughed again and said no. He was just bored. I climbed out of the car and ran until my lungs burned. He still walks across campus sometimes. When he sees me, he lifts his hand in a friendly wave like we once shared something ordinary.